Go to audible.com for your free audiobook download.
You know, Scott.
Yes, Randy Orton?
I think that's...
Sorry, I waited for you to say more. I'm such a keen listener because I love Audible so much, so I'm keen to listen.
Wait a minute. Audible makes you a good listener?
Yeah. Randy Orton, Audible makes me a great listener.
Scott, I love listening.
Do you?
I love listening.
You listen.
I love sound.
You tend to listen a lot while you speak.
I love...
Well, Randy, the great part is you can get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network.
I love it.
Well, good, because it's free. You get a free audiobook. So there's over 100,000 titles to choose from.
Over.
Don't number them all. Yeah, yep, 100,000.
Yep.
Oh,
love it.
that's great. You can listen to them on the road with all your buddies. You can listen to it on your iPhone, your Android, your Kindle, or your MP3 player.
Thanks, curtain jerks.
You're welcome, Randy.
Thanks.
Jesus.
Curtain jerks.
You're welcome. Welcome, everyone, to Curtain Jerks, right here on the Comedy Podcast Network. I'm Scott Narver.
And I am Steve Sears.
And this is the most Anne Frank episode we've ever had.
Yeah, this is the Graveyard Quiet episode of Curtain Jerks.
Yeah, we rent out the Comedy Podcast Network headquarters at night.
Yeah, the penthouse doubles as a penthouse at night.
Yeah, people are sleeping in some of the other rooms, and we're recording late. Steve, this is how good of a guy Steve is. Steve did the airport pickup.
Yeah, I did. I did the airport pickup.
You didn't do it great. You went to McDonald's at the time I told you to arrive.
Whoa. I didn't know you were going to criticize me.
Well, I'm just thinking about it now. I said
you were going to be out by 10, which is when I went to McDonald's.
Yeah, I called you at 9:55. Say, I got my bag. Where you at? McDonald's across the way of LAX.
Oh,
one of the busiest airports in the entire world.
I should point out I'd already gotten my McFlurry at that point. I wasn't like deciding to go in line. Oh, Scott called me. Better get in there and order.
So he did the airport pickup, and I went on vacation. I'm back, and we're recording super late at night, and people are trying to sleep.
Yeah.
Well, let's just get right to it.
Yeah, because we're gonna scream when the sun comes up. If we see the sun, we're gonna scream.
Yeah, like vampires.
Yeah.
Look out! There's the sun. It's right there. Somebody's trying to sleep right now, but I think we should talk to him because the major shit went down. Jack Swagger.
Oh, he's curled up like a little ball at the receptionist booth.
Yeah, he's in there. He only tacked up one side of his hammock.
Yeah, so he's just on the floor, but his upper half of his body is upright.
Yeah, he puts his shoes in his netting and his wrestling boots.
God, that's sad. I hope he's doing okay. I understand he's going through some tough times right now.
Well, he was found guilty. Let me see if I can pull up the info here. Do you know anything about this? Do you know he was found guilty of his DUI and speeding at his trial in Gulfport, Missouri, Mississippi?
Jack.
Oh, it's Mississippi.
Jack, wake up.
Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah.
I'm poking him with one of our new Curtain Jerks pens.
World Heavyweight Championship. Jack Swagger.
Scott, listen to him. He's talking in his sleep.
World Heavyweight Championship. King of the Ring, Jack Swagger. Money in the Bank winner, Jack Swagger.
I'm going to plug his nose.
Royal Rumble winner.
Jack!
What's going on?
Jack, you were talking in your sleep.
Where's my boots?
They're up on the nail on the hook.
Oh, wait, what are you guys doing here? It's really late.
Yeah, we're just recording late tonight. How are you doing, buddy?
Oh, so it's dark side swagger you want, huh?
Well,
because the moon's out. That's what it is. I was gonna say the dark sun. That's why I call it the dark sun.
A lot of people call the moon the dark sun.
The dark sun is out. There was a dark super moon.
Yeah, the supermoon from a
The
couple days ago.
supermoon.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Speaking
Did
of
you
that
see it?
supermoon, was that light enough to see your way over here on the drive?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because of your DUI.
Yeah, like you've never taken any substances.
No, I've taken
Oh,
plenty.
you've taken plenty
I
of
just make a
substances?
point not to drive after I take them.
Oh, is that right? You've never driven while on substances.
Sadly, I have.
Sadly, you've driven on substances.
Yeah, but I made a point-
Sadly, you've decided to operate some sort of machinery on substances. Sadly, see, you decided to operate substances on machinery.
See, that is what makes me think that you still do it.
Sarcasm?
Good point.
Sarcasm? Or is the popular hashtag is trending out there, fuck you, Steve Sears.
That's not sarcasm, though. People honestly.
That's true. That's
they want-
straight up.
they
I call
want
you
me.
Scrotum Sears.
That's true.
And I call him Scott Nutsack Narver.
Yeah, that hashtag never seems to pop up.
Well, I don't
We'll see
like
what
the
happens
tweet.
now that I said hashtag Scott Nutsack Sarver.
What? Sarver?
Sarver.
That's insulting to him.
Savor those nutsacks. Speaking of which,
So you woke me up to give me shit.
no, I woke
You woke me up out of my sleep, slumbering Z's.
Jack.
If I was a cartoon, you know, it'd be above my head.
Little Z's and Y's.
Z's.
Jack, what happened with sentencing? We understand that it went all the way through. Did you get
I
fined?
got sleep boogers in my eyes.
Yeah, those are Olympic-sized boogers.
Yeah, they're patriotic. They are red, white, and blue.
That should get checked out.
What do you mean?
Well, anyway, that you so was it sentencing? Were you fined? What happened?
I was fined.
Uh-huh.
They fined me some money, and there was a report that went out, and so some information got out about what I did. So I don't see the big deal on it.
Did you testify?
Like Reverend Devon?
Yeah.
Are
I
you
guess-
making fun of me because maybe I have some spiritual help in my life, but that maybe I testified?
I mean, did you make a mistake? Or are you like?
I might have said some things when I was pulled over.
Yeah.
I might have said something to the police, to the big boss man.
You know, my notes say that when the officer pulled you over,
Uh-huh.
you handed him a credit card instead of your driver's license.
Well, yeah. So I thought maybe he wanted to get something off of Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon's a big, it's a big online company. You should get them as sponsors is what you should really do. But I mean, what's the big deal? That has my name on it. It has Jack Swagger on my credit
I guess
card.
it is. It's
It's a form of identification.
almost like a Ralph's card in The Big Lebowski.
Yeah, almost like The Big Lebowski.
Okay.
That is a terrific film. The Big Lebowski with Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, it's who?
Steve Buscemi. He's one of my favorites.
He's
Steve
good in it.
Buscemi.
Yeah, he's good in it.
I met him once.
Did you?
I went up to him. He didn't want to talk to me for some reason. I said, "Oh my God, Steve Buscemi!"
Yeah, maybe you didn't understand what you meant.
Well, of course, it's his own name, Steve Buscemi.
You know, I saw him once in New York talking on a cell phone, and that was the one of the few times I got really starstruck.
He doesn't smile. The man's incapable
he does
of
not
smiling.
Smile. He's not a smiler.
I'm sleepy.
I'm sorry. I was thinking about meeting Steve Buscemi.
I've met Steve Buscemi. You didn't even ask me any follow-up questions.
yeah,
You know what I did when I met Steve Buscemi?
Hopefully
I
you didn't-
handed him my credit card.
Because you wanted him to know who you were.
I wanted him to know who I was. It's
That's
a form
right,
of
okay.
identification. Some people don't like handshakes.
All right. Oh, so what about your license? Are you? Do you have it?
What
or
about
is-
my license?
is it gone?
Fishing! I can go fishing with Shawn Michaels anytime I want. I have a fishing license. We
Okay,
can
so
go.
you got-
We can go sport fishing for carp.
Well, so if you were to go sport fishing with him, how would you get to the lake?
Sword fishing.
Sport
That
fishing.
means with your dicks out.
Sword fishing?
Sword fishing. That's
sword
inappropriate.
fighting.
Well,
Sword
but if you're
fi-
sword fishing,
No, sword fishing is when you use your dick to catch other dicks.
yeah. And I don't do that with Shawn Michaels. Ever since he found Christ, he's just totally not up for it. Even if you have a couple of substances, he's not.
I thought he had
He's not down for it, and he says, "I got 2 words for you."
I thought
and
he
then
had-
he walks away and he doesn't say it.
Yeah, but I thought he had that four-cocked symbol on his pants.
Four-cock. That's a cross.
A what?
That's a cross.
That's not 3
That's
cocks
a-
and then 1 giant cock.
No, I don't believe it. It's, but granted, I'm not the closest friends with Shawn Michaels.
I'm not a big religion guy, so I feel like symbols are always lost on me.
Well, what can you say? The symbols.
Yeah, they're symbols.
The symbols.
They're rituals that you see.
That's getting into heavy stuff here. I don't want to get into all that.
Well, speaking of which, I understand that your license was taken away for 90 days.
Yes, my license.
Your
is
driver's
not,
license.
My driver's license is not allowed to compete in Impact Wrestling. It's not allowed to compete in ROH or CZW or Chikara Pro for 90 days.
Oh, wow.
After 90 days, it's a free agent.
No Combat Zone Wrestling, huh?
Yeah, no Combat Zone Wrestling. It can't be there for 90 days, and then my
Well-
license is free to go wherever it wants to go.
To be honest, Jack, do you think you'd feel comfortable in Combat Zone Wrestling? I mean, that's pretty hard.
My license would.
Yeah, but
Because
now
my
you-
license takes a lot of substances and can take a lot of abuse.
Yeah, but good thing you're.
And it'd be on Botchamania all the time. That'd be exciting.
Yeah, that'd be
Jesus!
what?
This is me saying it. Jesus!
Oh, yelling because okay, I
The
got this.
Jesus lever. Jesus!
Okay.
Or I can do it dark too. Here, Botchamania. Here, you guys know of us. Jesus.
Jack Swagger, Dark Swagger.
Jesus.
God, you sound like Jabba the Hutt.
What? Because you're so deep and grumbly.
Yeah, he's such a bad guy. Bad guy.
Yeah. I'm going to go back to sleep now.
Yeah, I was about to say, you said, you know
you
what?
give me
please-
the third
please
degree,
rest.
and you just. How was your day? How was your day?
It's all right. I feel like I've been running around.
Here
a lot.
you're in the Human Centipede.
Yeah, I did.
That's disgusting.
They gave us ice cream one day.
To eat out of guys' asses?
Yeah, the bowls were buttholes. Speaking of buttholes, do you want me to help you with your hammock?
I think I can understand how to attach a hammock.
All right, you've only got one side nailed in.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's only one side because you got to do two. God, where are these hammock instructions at?
All right. Well, Jack, thank you for explaining your situation to us.
I just got some coffee.
Oh, good. Can I have some?
What?
I'm drinking your coffee.
Put a straw in there. Oh, man. God, ever since you ate ice cream out of a dude's butthole.
Yeah.
who's doing it?
Limits are nothing, man. That's just pain leaving the body.
You know what? This brings up a good point. Okay, if you're a new listener or if you're not caught up yet and you're just catching up now, Steve was in Human Centipede 3, and every week we were asking him some information that we could find out about the movie or about things that happened behind the scenes. So I have a question for you this week.
Okay.
Last week we had a question from a fan. This is a question I have for you, Steve, about your experience with the Human Centipede 3.
Okay.
That you were in and you filmed, and you're
Yes.
part of the Centipede.
If I can answer, I will.
Do your parents know?
Good question. I told my mom on the day, like I was driving to the filming, and I told her.
What time in the morning?
I was talking to her about maybe 7:15, 7 a.m.
And yeah, she's on the West Coast, so that it was.
It was 7 a.m.
Okay.
for her also.
Okay.
And I called to tell her that I was in a horror film and I was going to be tortured all day.
Aha.
Yeah.
But is she an avid listener of your podcast?
No, God, no. I don't think my parents know what I do for a living.
So
Neither do I.
So your mom doesn't know.
I don't think my dad knows. I told him I was in a horror film when I was tortured.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might have. I remember telling my sister about it, and I remember her
Does
going.
she know?
I don't think she knows that it happened. Like I told
Does
her.
she know you're in Human Centipede 3?
No, I think what I told her was I was like, "Hey, I'm up for something. I'm pretty excited about it." And she was like, "Oh, what's it about?" It's like, "Oh, it's about people that get sewn to each other's houses and blah 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 blah." blah.
Houses?
Yeah, get sewn to each other's houses, and then they just have to stay and just house sit, And then I didn't talk to her for a while, and this happened. So,
Does your brother know?
God, no, but I should tell him because
He seems like the only one you can go to about this amongst the family.
No, I think I could tell my family. I wouldn't. Be
You
worried.
haven't.
No, I have. But I mean, it's like what's funny is
When-
you say go to your family to tell them. It sounds like it's burning a hole in me. Like I've got to tell somebody about this.
Well, at some point, like with IMDb or just something, at some point, somebody's going to be like, huh, Steve Sears. What's your mom's first name?
I'm not. No.
Well, give me a letter so I can go off of it somewhat accurate. Alice, her son's name's Steve. I'm gonna call her up.
Well, you know what's if I'm ever famous enough to be on a talk show, I have a feeling they're not even giving me a microphone.
I'm gonna tweet them all day long.
No,
and
they're not
say,
even gonna.
Hey,
They're not even gonna give me a lavalier mic. They're not gonna mic me at all. They're just gonna show clips of me being an extra in weird movies, and they'd be like, "Steve Sears, ladies and gentlemen, Kurt Church podcast on the Comedy Podcast Network."
so your family doesn't know. Does your girlfriend know?
Yeah, she was super stoked. She was
Well,
like, "We got to watch the
hey,
first
she's a
two
good
now."
one. She's
Yeah.
a keeper.
She was like very excited, and now we've got a. I didn't want to tell you guys because I wanted to show you the third movie and be like, "Hey, check this out," but it's too hard to keep it to myself.
So when will you tell your family?
I'm gonna show them the movie on Christmas and give everybody a Blu-ray of it.
What if there's the premiere? Will you invite your family to the premiere?
No, I don't think I'm going to be invited to the premiere. If I am, this is what I feel like.
You're in the train.
Yeah,
You're in the Centipede.
I'm in the train. I don't see any reason to tell my family.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
How would you? Would you tell your parents?
Listeners, please. At Curtain Jerks on Twitter, curtainjerks@gmail.com, facebook.com/Curtain Jerks. Give Steve reasons to tell his family. Give Steve reasons to tell his family why he's in the Human Centipede.
I'd love to hear them because
I'm
sure
very excited.
I've already gone through a lot of reasons why I would tell them. I've also found a lot of the one reason why I wouldn't tell them is because of the shit. The fictional shit.
Yeah, but they changed your diapers.
There's no diapers.
No, when you were a baby.
Oh, it's like there's no diapers.
You know, they've seen you at your worst already.
Man, I'm surprised. This bit of asking me questions about the movie each week is now going to turn into a subsidiary of Jerk Tweets. Or I think Jerk Squirts is really what the hashtag should be.
Oh, this makes me so happy that this has all happened during Curtain Jerks.
I now have to outdo this movie, Human Centipede 3, for whatever next movie I'm in.
Hey, the scripts that you write, your own movies that you make, you do.
Oh, okay.
Creatively, not
That
like
was- you know what,
not
that-
shitstorms.
But you know what's really weird about it is like the really horrific stuff about Human Centipede 3. I was not surprised at all. Just because we've been in improv shows where I've been to improv shows, I've seen improv shows, and I've been in improv shows where we talk about things that are 1,000 times more vile and worse. Like punishments worse than Human Centipedes.
But they have a prop department for it.
Yeah, they have a prop department. We just talk about it and describe it and sort of pantomime it. So that's what was really weird. It was sort of like people saying how crazy Human Centipede was, and then I was like, I don't want to see that. And then I realized I was seeing that weekly performed on stage, just like weird sort of comedy bits of people being force-fed glass into their, pee hole.
Well, don't give away all of our shows.
Yeah, that was a really good annoyance show, wasn't it? I believe that was Steppenwolf, right? Out of Chicago?
I believe it was Steppenwolf. Another thing that some wrestling fans might consider shoving glass into your pee hole, TNA wrestling. I don't feel that way.
Yeah, I don't feel that either
I'm just
way.
saying
Yeah.
that because of the responses we get, because I think a lot of you aren't still watching and you just judge harshly.
I love the show. I don't watch them.
Yeah, that's true. I have to fill Steve in every week. Like, he goes, "What happened on Raw?" And I go, "Well, this happened on Impact." Like, "Oh yeah,
Okay, Impact. Yeah, fuck yeah. Impact is best watched with other people. Like, I can't.
It is fun. It is more fun that way because if you're gonna have your gripes, that you can at least have it MST 3K style.
Yeah, and like that's with wrestling in general. Like watching by yourself. That's
Although
when
if you got the friend that's like fake,
so gay,
fake and gay.
Yeah, so
come on, let's do
so
stuff that's
fake and
real and gay.
Yeah, like that's tough. But I feel like if you've got somebody to talk to about it, like that's how you don't become an asshole wrestling fan. Watch with other people, have a good time.
Yes, recognize what you are watching.
There's a reason there's people in the crowd that are yelling at the people in the ring. It's because you're with your friends and everyone's yelling around you,
Yes. But something that was exciting that I had no one to yell with was Main Event Mafia is back and forming slowly. Sting was there in his suit and with the glasses, no makeup, because he just, the glasses when he's not wrestling, it's enough for him.
Yeah.
And
did he have his soul patch?
Oh, yeah, he had the soul patch.
Sometimes it looks
slicked.
like it had like a
down.
third eyebrow that fell down to his chin.
And they teased someone that he was talking to, and I found it really funny because the guy's in the shadows, and so Sting's talking to him, and the camera guy won't move because he's back in the shadows capturing this footage, and then you just see a hand come up, and it's a white hand shaking his hand, which is just really
so it's
funny
not
to
Harlem
me.
Heat.
No, it's not Harlem Heat.
It's not going to be Harlem Heat.
It's not Stevie Ray or Booker T.
Okay.
I just always find that funny when they reveal the color of someone,
Like
or in
race.
Aces and Eights when they don't show someone, when the guy was covered in from the head to
immediately
toe
it's
in
like,
gloves.
oh, it's a black guy.
Yeah, it's a black guy. There's no. It's probably not even a Mexican guy. Like they probably won't go to that extent because they're like, yeah, I could just be a tan guy.
Yeah.
But if it's a black guy, you have to cover it up. You can't do it.
This is
and if it
Florida,
was a black
after all.
guy, that hand's not going to come out.
Yeah.
You'll see something else. You'll see like a document being passed back and forth.
Back and forth. I think you miss. It's actually the 23rd. You got the 22nd on there. So was that you or me? Oh, that must have been my stomach. I think I'm pretty hungry. Do you want to get something to eat after this? Burritos? Fried chicken? Chinese food?
I want fried chicken.
Oh, wait a minute. Kurt Angle. Gotcha.
Kurt Angle in blackface.
Oh, man.
That'd be incredible. Sting going out in whiteface, Kurt Angle going out in blackface.
Ebony and Ivory.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm excited for that. They got Aces and Eights going. They got Main Event Mafia. I like factions. I like factions going up against factions. I like that sort of stuff existing.
Yeah, I think it gives credence to it, because if it's an individual, it always is sort of like, well, they just got beat up last week. Like, whenever a team teams up on someone, I never John Cena versus Nexus was such a great example of this.
Mm-hmm.
John Cena needed to have his own faction and then not just I'm going to pick and choose everybody who's going to take on Nexus. You know what I mean?
Like he does need a group of guys. As much as he is Superman to take on guys, it's like I think there were 7 of them, 7 or 8, and it's like, all right.
You want a Justice League. You don't want a weird compendium of just roster,
Yeah, we're supposed to believe that many outweighs the few. So have a couple of people at your back. Like they've done a very good job of establishing you can't beat the Shield. One guy can't beat the Shield. 2 guys can't beat the Shield. It has to be several guys that defeat.
And Daniel Bryan
that defeat the Shield. Unlike Nexus, that Cena could start to go up and fight back against many of them at a time. Or if they do those 2-on-1, like 3MB. 3MB is a good example of they could do a match where it's 3 of them versus Ryback, and Ryback will beat all of them.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. There's 3 of them. One of them is going to kick him in the dick.
I think but they were hinting at that this week on Raw was CM Punk versus Primetime Players.
Yes, it gave him trouble.
And Darren Young, and then Titus O'Neil came in, and that's when Curtis Axel. But that was sort of cool. And then next week is going to be a handicap match between the 3 of them.
Yes, every so often, like if you have a 2 against 1, and the one guy is a super beast, like sure, that's fine. But when you get into higher numbers, or if it is a guy of CM Punk's stature, it's like no, you need more dudes. You need to.
I liked that. I liked that it was Darren Young and CM Punk. I thought that was interesting. It's like it sort of makes but it makes Darren Young seem like, oh right, he's going on against a former heavyweight champion.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Here's your time to get your stuff in, show what you got. Black Cena, go for it.
Yeah, and he's got the build. He looks like, and then
I can't believe Cena getting 2 paychecks like that. Meanwhile, Kurt Angle can only be white.
Yeah, so racist.
Why can't he also be Burt Angle?
Very touche, Scott. Touche.
I'm the silver medalist. Burt Angle.
Why is it gonna be silver?
'Cause Kurt got gold.
All right.
Shit.
Talking about factions, Paul Heyman said the coolest thing on Raw. He was talking about, why do you think I never proposed Brock Lesnar and CM Punk as a tag team, which would have been awesome. Super cool.
Why Steve is not allowed.
Mom and Dad, I was in Human Centipede 3.
Click. Well, those things are awesome. Those things are great. What was abnormally strange that occurred on Raw was a segment that involved the tag teams and a gentleman by the name of Scotty Campbell, a man who donated the most or enough money to then appear on Raw, probably, I'm assuming, in a segment he didn't want to be in. Like, he probably wanted to be out there with Punk and Heyman, or show up with Rock or something like that. But Scotty Campbell was what is he?
He's a representative from Tennessee, I believe.
Yes, and donated for the...
he donated for the Sandy relief.
The hurricane stuff.
Not Hook.
What?
Sandy Hook was the
Sandy
shooting.
Duncan?
Sandy Legs, the G.I. Joe? No, Hurricane Sandy, not the shooting Sandy Hook.
Okay. So
That's how you kill momentum when you're trying to build to a joke. Is mention a shooting and then also
and Sandy Duncan.
coupled. Who is Sandy Duncan?
You mentioned Peter Pan earlier, right?
No.
Oh, Hook.
Sandy Duncan. Who is Sandy Duncan?
Sandy Duncan was she's Peter Pan.
That's fucking Mary Martin.
No way. Sandy Duncan
No,
did
you're
it too.
thinking of Mary Martin.
And Hogan's Heroes. Hogan's Family.
Mary Martin.
She had a fake eye.
Mary Martin. Was,
Everybody's Googling this frantically
Yeah,
to
I
try
was
to
about
figure
to
out.
say, Mary Martin played Peter Pan. Sandy Duncan.
Sandy Duncan also played Peter Pan.
Did she?
Are you saying Marley Matlin? She's deaf.
No, Marley. Well, she could.
So when she's
No, Mary Martin.
clap if you want Tinkerbell to live.
Yeah, Mary Martin.
I don't hear you clapping.
Mary Martin.
Tinkerbell is dying.
You first of all, Mary Martin, you would see me clapping. You wouldn't have to hear me clapping.
Marley Matlin.
What'd I say? Mary Martin.
You're thinking of Marley and Me. Marley and Me, the dog dies.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I didn't even. That was.
Marlon Wayans was funny and senseless.
Yeah, but he was also supposed to be Robin in Batman Returns.
Really?
Yeah, did you? He got paid for Batman Returns because he was under contract to play Robin.
Batman Returns?
Yeah, Batman Returns was supposed to
The
have
Burton
Marlon
movie?
Wayans in it as Robin.
Man, and instead they went with a white Robin later, and the black Robin got nothing.
Well, he was supposed to be like a mechanic, and they were like slowly building towards it, and he like was under contract, and they made like a costume for him, and then they cut his character, but he still got paid.
Man, where did we start?
Jesus Christ.
Scotty Campbell
Scotty Campell, representative from Tennessee.
was on Raw. He came out with tons of funk, a sweet tea and Funkasaurus. Came out dancing with them.
Hey, y'all, how you do? I'm Scotty Campbell. I'm here to say hey to you.
Oh no, oh no. We have so many interruptions on this show. We have so many wrestling personalities that burst in through the doors, and it's late at night, it's past midnight, and Scotty Campbell is here.
I heard you guys talk about factions, and I'm ready to get you guys ready to get down for some actions.
You're still wearing your sort of jumpsuit that was made for you on Raw with your insignia on you, and it looks very dirty.
Thanks, it's a Morona from Target. Don't forget it.
What the fuck are you doing? Are you rhyming at me? You didn't get to speak. You're just dancing around the room right now. You're just dancing.
I'm the guy who's the guy of the guy. The guy, the guy.
You're okay. Let's get down to some business here. Let's try and figure something out because a lot of people have a lot of questions about you. You're a former Tennessee representative?
Who knows, man? I'm here to dance, Get on down, gotta answer your pants.
Okay, you're possibly the dumbest person we've ever talked to on this show. Why did you was it your choice to come out with tons of funk?
You know, a lot of guys have a lot of choices to make. I was one of those guys who wanted to come out with a rake.
So fucking dumb. What? Are you upset that you didn't get involved in the match?
I really didn't want to take any bumps, because I'm a guy who can bruise on my bump.
You rhymed bumps with bump.
Sorry, that bump was supposed to be rump. I misspelled when I said rump, I meant to say bump. Sorry, I meant to say rump that time.
Scotty Campbell, I have to say you are one of the worst things that has ever popped up in wrestling. I know I get very mad at Make-A-Wish Charlie. I've been mad at other wrestlers in the past, such as a Chuck Palumbo, such as a
backflip, hat trick. Damn it. Oh, damn it. Oh, damn it.
Well, apparently Scotty Campbell has injured himself here, but trying to dance and do a backflip and land.
God damn it.
Now he's just really upset. The music has stopped. The strange, ominous music, this disco music that was playing has ceased because he's so upset. You've torn your monochromatic.
I still got it. I'm the guy who's still got it.
The music is not playing. Your suit is torn. The S has fallen off. It just says C on you. I would give you an F if I graded you.
Hey, I helped out a lot of people from that Sandy hurricane. A lot of people knows that I'm the man who makes sure you get your sugar cane.
You may have helped a lot of people, but you've ruined a lot of wrestling fans' hope for.
Round off. Oh,
get out of here.
Damn it.
Just leave.
Oh, damn it.
Take your boombox with you.
Damn it.
I see it now. Your fog machine was only spurting.
See you guys later. Hopefully you won't be Raiders.
Fuck you. The hell was that?
What a terrible guess. Why? This is why we shouldn't come in. This is why we shouldn't come in at light and leave at night and leave doors.
We should come in at light.
Yeah, we should come in at light and make sure the doors are still locked.
I don't like Scotty Campbell.
Yeah, he's probably gonna go fucking sleep in the guest green room.
Oh God, those are for real guests. God damn it!
When you wake Jack Swagger up and you make sure.
I'm not poking that man.
Yeah, he has a memo right here about our exclusive guest. Him, Scotty.
Well, he was a terrible find for a nighttime guest.
How shocked were you when that weirdo came? Like, one, they introduced him and they said his name.
I thought it was going to be. Have you seen that they do the following matchup is brought to you by Hardee's, or it's brought to you by Carl's Jr. Like, they're having matches that are sponsored. So that's
like
what I thought it was going to be.
SNL.
Yeah, it's terrible. So I thought that's what it was going to be. I thought it was another like. The following match is brought to you by a man who donated a lot of money.
A giant hot dog.
Yeah. It's like, oh, so I have someone to blame.
Yeah.
And then, no, it's this guy that comes out dancing. And it's sad because he bought his way in, which we all want to do, really. Like, if we had a bunch of money, it's like, oh, can we buy our spot in? Can we do something?
I swear to God, I thought Tensai was going to powerbomb him.
That would have been fucking rad.
That's the
and then tattoo his face with the little Japanese characters.
Yeah, like, I thought that he was going to dance, music was going to go, and then Tensai was going to powerbomb him at the last second. And the crowd would have gone crazy.
By the way, why hasn't Tensai ever done that when he was a bad guy? How rad would that have been? Like when $1 Million Man stuck a $100 bill in somebody's mouth, or Brutus Barber Beefcake cut someone's hair.
He tattoos their face with the symbols.
Yeah,
that'd be great. Oh, he's just
permanently.
Who's the guy who came out with him?
What do you mean?
Who's his valet?
Brodus Clay?
Yeah, no. Who's his big fat valet? No, who's his?
Which guy are you talking about? $1 Million Man?
No, who's Tensai's valet?
Who's Tensai's valet? Oh, I always called him Nut Sakamoto, but I think it was Sakamoto.
I think it's Sakamoto. Oh,
what happened to that guy?
That's pretty clever.
Thank you
he's
for not paying attention to previous episodes.
He's I'm sure he's a very good wrestler on the indie scene. They just made a valet. But he should have like a calligraphy set. And if they knock someone out, he just sets it up on the guy's chest and they both just start drawing.
Totally.
That'd be so cool.
Oh, man. Well, speaking of drawings, it was revealed the WWE 2K14 cover. And I'm a little bit confused. I checked out during Raw a little bit.
Is that because you've never seen a man so masculine and so moist yelling into a microphone before?
And having steam pour off of him.
Yeah, I was confused too.
Yeah, that and Jerry Lawler and Vicky Guerrero trying to talk about social media over one another.
God, sometimes the show really just turns into the Raw review, doesn't it?
Sometimes.
But it's such a
I brought up Impact.
Sometimes it's such a delightful train wreck.
And you never watched SmackDown, so what's the point of that?
It's on fucking cable. They both are. What am I talking about?
You have it. I'm looking at your cable box right over there.
I used to love SmackDown too. Like
it's
school,
pretty good.
In high school, it was like that was my wrestling fix. It was SmackDown, fucking Thunder on Wednesday night. It was Nitro on Mondays because I didn't have TNN. Then it was Thunder on Wednesdays, which I was like, this is just to whet your appetite for SmackDown. And then you get SmackDown on Thursdays. Then it was fucking Friday and school was over. You didn't have to worry about wrestling. It's like, yeah, there's no reason to get through anything. It's fucking Friday. And then if you had a pay-per-view, you had a fucking pay-per-view.
You're right. And all of your scheduling. And
that was you never base your schedule around wrestling?
Yeah.
You still do.
But now you can watch it at your own convenience at any time.
Because of the DVR?
Yeah. And I set it to record. It's just
Scott
mounting up.
Scott actually set my DVR.
This is what I did for my vacation all week. Like, I helped my parents with all their technology. Routers, Blu-ray player. Like, I upgraded them fully. And I did this for Steve sometime before I left. Like, all right, all the wrestling shows they're recording for you. Here you go.
Yeah, and so...
And then every week, like, yeah, I don't know. I kind of watched Raw.
Yeah, I try to watch it. The best part is the disgust on Scott's face when I'm staring blankly at a remote trying to make it work. And he just...
Or you watching the commercials.
Yeah,
like you get sucked in.
I forget.
No, you get sucked in.
They're good commercials.
No, they're not. Some are. Well,
guys, Graceland has already started, and it's getting rave reviews.
Well, the cover has been revealed, and there's some contests that I don't understand that I've been looking at photos online. I think they're hilarious of other people making their covers, but what's the point? The cover's been made.
So, Scott, you didn't understand what this contest is.
No.
This contest is... so there's going to be an insert. So on the inside of the manual, inside of your cover when you open it up,
slip sleeve,
a slip sleeve, there will be a second printing of the cover, which someone will win. And so, in case you don't want the steaming pile of rock on the front, you can put the alternate fan favorite contest one on. Which is, as much as they say it's a fan favorite contest one, I feel it's the same as your Taboo Tuesdays and your Cyber Sundays.
It's gonna be John Cena. Maybe CM Punk.
Yeah, and
there's
especially
the duo Benoit cover I saw online. I don't think it's gonna make it because one's happy and one's mad.
Yeah, he has the double Vince McMahon face. Raw on one side, SmackDown on the
George
other.
Costanza one I retweeted. Don't think that one's got a chance.
But that's a great one.
There's a solid Daniel Bryan one I saw.
And there's a fantastic Shield one that's very cool.
Yeah,
I want the Yoshi.
I have a lot of ideas.
Yoshitatsu one.
I have a lot of ideas, but I don't have Photoshop skills. So I want to participate. Like there's so many that I want to do, but I'm like, I can't do it.
That's Photoshop's one of those things I wish I could educate myself on, because I have the same thing. It's like, man, I'd love to have a wrestler look like he was fighting a dragon.
And speaking of awesome photo stuff, check out the fucking SummerSlam poster. We're gonna post this on our Facebook page.
Oh
so you
man,
can check
it's
it
a
out.
bunch of wrestlers on a roller coaster.
Yeah. How fun is that?
Oh, wow. What are the Bella Twins doing there? Oh, because of their new reality show.
Yeah. And no one sits with Daniel Bryan.
What?
Yeah, he's all alone in the back.
Man, CM
Kane's
Punk and
not even
Kane are
sitting with
sitting
him.
next to each other.
Yeah, it's wonderfully photoshopped where they just took pictures of
Where
them
someone said,
making
hey,
faces.
pretend you're on a roller coaster.
Not even all of them. Like, they didn't tell Punk to pretend you're on a roller coaster. That's amongst the series of pictures are taken.
I think they just told him that there was a children's chewable aspirin in his flan or something.
Yes, that's exactly what.
Sorry, his kale smoothie. Speaking of which, have you ever had a kale smoothie?
No.
Robex?
No.
They're pretty good.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
get extra kale. It's bitter.
Oh, okay. Just stick with the normal amount of kale.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Speaking of which, it is time for jerk tweets. Every week, go to twitter.com/curtainjerks and send us your hashtag jerk tweets. We still have a lot more in the bank here, and
But
I'm
a
pulling them out.
startling low number of people with action figures and sandwiches and pictures in their backyard.
Well, you don't always remind people about that, and you don't tweet to remind people that you want these things. Some people have sent them to you.
I tweeted a lot yesterday.
From what account?
Mine.
Yeah. All right.
I'm surprised the crossover even happens. I'm surprised, Scott. I'm still shocked that people listen to our show. I'm proud of it. I'm just like, I'm always surprised when people remind us of who's Paul the Giant, the guy who works at Home Depot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea that people knew he existed, even though we did him on the show.
Well, our intense.
Guys. I'm right here.
Who said that?
It's Paul the Giant. He's behind you.
All I see is a giant leg behind me.
Well,
is it this table?
No.
It's this fucking table, Scott.
What do you mean?
Pull the tablecloth off.
No, that looks like a pimple.
No,
Is it?
that's a back. Our entire table is a.
Hi, guys.
Wait, you mean to tell me that Edge has been our tech guy for all this time, and Paul the Giant's been our table?
Let me explain.
Well, no. Let me give it a little lead up to you, because maybe not everybody is familiar with who you are. Paul the Giant is a giant man. We've never gotten your actual measurements, but you are a wanting to be a wrestler.
He's a giant,
Yes,
and his name is Paul.
yeah, and he wants to be a wrestler, but it's never happened. He's kind of big and clumsy. Things break on him.
That's exactly what happened, Scott Narver. I was putting my tiny glass of coffee down on the table, and I shattered your entire table.
Oh,
I guess you could say the embarrassing thing is I was drinking a coffee out of a glass.
well, look, Paul.
So I had to make reparations, and I've been here as your table since last night.
No, you just leave us a note. We have some petty cash. We could just get another table.
Seriously?
Yeah, you don't have to be our table. You're a person.
I like your guys' shoes.
Oh, gross! He's been staring at our shoes this entire time.
What? I don't know what you do with them. They would barely cover your fingernails.
I'm not gonna wear them. I'm just gonna keep looking at them.
All right, Steve, give me your shoes.
What? these are my cool Adidas.
Yeah, give him your shoes.
You want me to give my shoes to Paul the
Give
Giant?
your shoes to Paul the Giant. Maybe we'll keep him distracted so we can do the rest of the podcast.
All right. Paul, why don't you take these shoes and, so we can finish the show and maybe you can keep yourself from getting distracted.
All right. Maybe I'll just put them on my fingers and pretend that my hand is a beautiful breakdancer.
A beautiful breakdancer. Paul, can I ask real quick, how is it on the road to becoming a professional wrestler?
I'm a table.
Okay. Well, hopefully
Paul.
hopefully you meet Devon one day or Bully Ray and they say
To put you out of your misery.
or to get you.
Jesus, Scott, he's right here.
I want get the tables. He's
Stop
a table.
poking at his zit on his back.
I can't let his it just sit.
I can't feel it, but I hear you guys talking about it.
Give me one of our Curtain Jerks pens.
Yeah.
There we go. Solved that. Jerk tweets. Big Red Webster says, which chant do you think is better? What? Yes or no?
I do like or.
Yes, for the kayaking superstar. Or. And then you crotch him with an oar.
God, what is really the most irritating? But God, what a fucking phenomenon.
That was truly fascinating.
Yeah.
And how I'm not very patriotic. I appreciate, the national anthem and all that stuff. I don't, but it's not like a, God damn it, they're singing the song. You stand up, you fucking take your hat off, and you fucking mouth the words that you know.
Yeah.
So when they were chanting what in between each verse, I thought that was hysterical.
When did that fucking happen?
Oh, it happened immediately. Like, it was the next week. Like, it happened. They showed the footage of Lillian Garcia singing the national anthem before a show, and within like the third verse, there was like a trickle of like, what, and then fourth verse, everybody's in on it.
Jeez.
And then it would happen at all the shows, and they stopped doing it because that shit would happen. It would throw off guys' promos. Like, it would throw off timing of guys' promos.
That's
like,
if
Angle
if
got
you-
legitimately pissed.
Yeah, because if you weren't fucking on fire and the audience wasn't with you, they were looking for an opportunity to interrupt you. And not interrupting you. They were waiting for an opportunity to interrupt you. Like, they were waiting to strike. And it's not just the constant barrage. There's a pause in the cadence of your speech.
Yeah.
What?
And
then
they're questioning what you're saying.
Yeah.
They're questioning like how you're doing it. And this is their one chance as fans to truly fuck with you in unison. Like, they can boo you and they can do all kinds of stuff that can kind of throw you like boring, stuff that either you're good and you can work with it or it does actually irritate you. This was the one chance that the audience could truly
just under the armor. It just fucking all the way.
Like, we're ruining you at your job. Like, I do love Yes. Yes is so much fun. The yes and no's are so much fun to do along with the crowd and the action. But what? It
was insidious. It's incredible.
I love it.
Really something.
I know it bothers people, but I love it.
That first time he did it, I was like stone cold. He was just what?
What?
Yeah, it was
what?
Like, just fucking
what?
And then you have an
and
army
he was such a bully. So when he was doing it, it was you could imagine that bully standing over you and like, where's your money? What?
Yeah.
What?
What?
Oh, I love it. That was really good. So I go with what?
So do I.
Daniel DJ Xbox, new person here. Daniel DJ Xbox says, if you could switch lives with any pro wrestler, who would it be?
Oh.
So let's get the ladies out of the way because that's a given.
Because we would just be yeah. All right.
We'd be texting each other like, oh yeah, I'm doing some fucking rocking stuff. Unless we pick the same one.
Just washing my hair.
Oh man, you should see the toiletries I have. They're so cute.
Can I borrow some eye solution for my contacts?
Oh my god, my garden is amazing.
Oh my god, let's get up early and have breakfast.
Oh man, no idea what we do. All right. So what male wrestler would you be if you could trade lives with any? And let's take a.
Who's off the table on that?
No one's off the table,
No
dead
one?
or alive. So even if they're dead, it's like you get to live in the prime of their lives.
God, it's so much.
It's
of it
not
is
like
so,
now.
so-
It's like where you go like Big Boss Man. He's dead, but he's alive now and has to deal with the technology stuff like iPads and iPhones. And he had a curve where he totally missed out on.
Yeah, but
Doesn't
he's also trying
understand.
to find his place with the shield, but they keep taunting him with techno stuff.
He's
Yeah.
like,
It's tough because all those guys like that you really admire have had such a fucking tough time. It's like, yeah, Stone Cold at the height of his career, then he breaks his neck.
yeah, and then he can't handle it at home, so he beats some ladies.
Yeah, it's like there's never really a best case scenario, is there?
Yeah, sure it is. If you skew it, if you like, think of the fun they had, the matches you get to have, like the fun performances, the matches, like all the life that you got to live as that character as well. So you get to be them as the person, and you get to be that persona too.
I would say CM Punk leading up to that victory at Money in the Bank against John Cena in Chicago.
So you're CM Punk for the rest of your life.
Well, there's something
You're
about he loves
you
wrestling.
switch lives with them.
He loves wrestling.
Switch lives.
He loves wrestling on a level that's beyond like those guys, the people that are really in love with it, and you get to do what you always wanted to do for the rest of your life. I think is amazing because we're sort of in this situation where, like, as entertainers, we want it. Like, we know what we want, and there's so many people we admire, but it's like, yeah, it's a fucking slog. It's the hustle, you know. We have a cool show, but there's so much stuff that we want to do, and like as like comedians and like trying to be actors or filmmakers or like radio hosts or film hosts or TV, like all these things. There's so many things we can do to be happy.
Right.
These people have a singular goal that they get to do. I love wrestling. I want to be a wrestler. I'm a wrestler.
So
You know
you're
what I mean?
switching lives with CM Punk.
I think
You're a live switcher.
it's pretty badass.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. You know who I switch?
Who?
Brock Lesnar.
No.
SummerSlam, you and me, buddy.
Best pals.
Oh my God, we get to wrestle each other.
Do you have any solution?
Oh my God, Paul is so great to me.
You know what? I was going to get chicken on these nachos, but then I was like, I don't eat meat anymore. But I was like, I'm getting the nachos. Will you eat these nachos with me?
Oh my God, will you get a dick tattoo? So then we both have dick tattoos.
Let's get dick tattoos.
Yay! Let's go have breakfast with Paul.
That's funny.
I'd love to be strong
Yeah, I was about to say, like, it's also
and not just, normal strength of a human. Like, I'm going to Superman strength.
Yeah.
Is what I'm doing. Like,
this
I'm
for
a very
lot of
weak
listeners.
person.
Yeah, for a lot of listeners, this is like the movie Big. Like, Scott wants to be the strongest man. Like,
That's
his
why I
idea
pick in
of,
video-
of
like
the
in-
strongest man in the planet.
In arcade games, Nintendo games, Super Nintendo games, when you have the roster of guys you can choose, like in Final Fight and stuff like that. Final
you
Fight.
play Hager, right?
Yes, I don't want to be the agile guy. Like, I don't give a shit. I can kind of do that. I want to be a brute powerhouse because I'm not and never will be.
Wow.
So, yeah, I want to be Brock Lesnar.
That's great, man.
And Mount Sable.
What about your diverticulitis?
Well,
Well, that's why you play video games.
that's right.
You get that recovering is video games. That's what Scott brings to Brock Lesnar.
That's right.
What do I bring?
Hobbies.
What do I bring to CM Punk? I know that you bring to Brock Lesnar hobbies and maybe a little bit more social interaction. I'd assume.
A deeper film appreciation.
What a nerd! What a terrible. And he's already got a deep film appreciation.
Yeah, it's deeper now.
Yeah, sadly.
This next jerk tweet may possibly be the most in-depth question we've ever received. This is an important one for the ages. This is sent to us by our friends Wrestling Memes, wrestling_memes on Twitter, and Facebook.com/wrestling memes. They got the best memes there is. Go like them. Go follow them.
Their title of who they and what they are is probably the best. In
They
terms
got
of
it.
Wrestling memes.
We repost them. We retweet them from time to time. But you might as well get it from the source. Just go at it.
If you photoshopped Scott, you could be a part of that community.
Oh
A
God.
photograph with white text,
They
you
would-
would kill.
They
You'd
wouldn't have
fucking
it.
kill.
They wouldn't have any part of me. That's an empire they have there.
Yeah, but I think you could be a lone ambassador. You could be a not a Theon Greyjoy, but perhaps a Littlefinger or the bald guy. Who's
I
a
don't know
eunuch.
Cherokee Indians that well.
Oh,
I'm
no,
sorry.
okay, yeah.
Well, maybe if we answer this question, we can get accepted in the community by wrestling memes.
Okay.
We're having a conversation on Twitter, and this is what wrestling memes said. If Ric Flair asked me, I'd totally ride Space Mountain. Question is, would you? Hashtag no homo. No homo.
Okay, no homo?
No homo.
Just hashtag. Okay.
I mean, you see all these people on SummerSlam riding this roller coaster. That's nothing compared to Ric Flair's Space Mountain.
And when we say Space Mountain, we are talking about his cock, right?
And I assume his bed and robes are all involved.
You know what? I just recently watched Behind the Candelabra.
Yes.
With Michael Douglas as Liberace.
Yes.
It's fucking amazing. It's such a good movie.
It was about WrestleMania 1, right?
Yeah, it was all about WrestleMania 1. And, yeah, I think I would.
You would?
Yeah, right.
No homo.
Yeah, no homo.
To be honest, I can't figure out how no homo works. Because it seems completely yes homo.
Oh, well, no homo is something you say after you say something that could be perceived as homosexual. That way you could let everybody know, I'm going to do this, but it doesn't change who I am as a person. I still identify as straight.
I can't, but yeah, I understand that part, but the actual, like, act of, like, yeah, but no homo, right? Does that mean you're not going to finish? Like, I can't.
No. You can do, you can do whatever you want, but in your mind, you've already assured everyone else you're not gay.
I'm going to say.
Scott, here, let me mount you
no,
for a second and then say no homo at the end of it, and everything will be fine.
No, this is like when I got bullied as a kid and you say uncle. No homo, no homo, no homo.
It's not a ward.
Yeah, you're twisting into my butt and I'm screaming no homo.
Yeah, uncle. It's not like it's.
I can't.
It doesn't prevent anything besides perception.
No, there is no preventing. There's only penetration. I can't do it. I say no. I can't. I can't write
Scott
Space Mountain.
says no homo.
No homo. I can't do it. I can't write Space.
That sounds
Ric Flair.
That sounds iroquois to me.
Ric Flair grosses me out.
Really?
Like all throughout the ages, he's always weird to me. He's always just this tan rubber man, like he's Stretch Armstrong. That's just gross.
Based on that description, I don't want to have sex with him anymore. I actually, they showed the promo for War Games on Raw, and they had Ric Flair doing his like 6-second promo talking about how it's the most dangerous event, and I was like, fuck, I really miss my 3 DVD set of the Ric Flair, like the super set that they put out a couple years ago.
Go to Amoeba, get one for $7.
I still got it. It's in the basement in Oakland somewhere.
Oh.
And I've also got my Hard Knocks double disc of Bruce Benoit.
Bruce Benoit. Wow. Well, that's a good excuse. We should go up there. We should go up to NoCal, see some indie shows, and talk to our friends the Wrestlinga show.
I'd like
Do
that.
some crossover.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Let me know when you're going to go. Otherwise, you just went on your own, you dick.
See ya. Bye.
To close out the show, we've been getting these. You guys are fucking amazing when you send us these stories. I've told some embarrassing wrestling stories in the past, meeting a wrestler, that getting in line, or you see him at the spur of the moment and you're going to load up with some question that you think is going to be great, or some that encounter that you're like, they're going to remember me forever and it's going to be awesome. They're going to be talking about me to the whole roster. And it's just
I'm going to get invited backstage, and they're going to give me T-shirts, and then I'm going to get to chokeslam The Rock, and
I'm
it's
going to
going to
have
be great.
breakfast with CM Punk, Paul Heyman, and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, they're going to have chicken enchiladas.
I'm going to get to see Victoria's Garden.
That's going to be so cool.
And it just turns to shit. Like at every time, it's just the worst thing. It's embarrassing. You walk away. And I've told some stories, and you guys have been sending your stories in, and I've been reading them on the podcast, and they're awesome. I love them, and I please keep sending them if you have them. We have another one here from Jamie Westwood, so I'm going to be reading his story right now. Well, you got some?
No, I was just going to ask, what style were you going to read it as? Every time you start these, I always want to ask you what style you're going to read it as, and every time I ask, I regret it because I immediately put you in your head about it, and you're like, just fucking read it.
All right, Jamie Westwood. Meeting a wrestler story.
Actually, from now on, guys, preface what accent or character you want Scott to try to read this as.
I was going to quote him at one point. He gives me enough to quote him on.
Okay.
So I can do that.
All right.
Meeting a wrestler story from Jamie Westwood. Not an epic story, I'm afraid, but it still amuses me and my mom to this day. It was just after the release of WrestleMania 7 on VHS, and there was a signing in Birmingham, England, where I'm from. Anyway, the signing was with the late, great British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. Now, even you know who that is, right, Steve? Okay, he gave me a yes. Okay, now I was around 5 years old at the time, a massive wrestling fan, had all the figures, bed sheets, you name it. Steve, name it. What else did he have?
I'm sure he had the figures, he had the bed sheets, he had the pillows, he probably had the socks, maybe the shirt, probably the t-shirt, and a beach towel. I'm going to say beach towel.
He had it. You named it. So I'm about to meet a legend in the business. I can ask him any question, and what does this little douchebag say? Where's your dog?
Oh, man, that's great. That is fucking kick-ass.
Where's your dog? Which, bless him, he replied, he's at home.
Nice.
Now, I know it's nothing epic, but it's the after effects of the story. If the fact that my mother has never let me live that down to this day, and the fact I have knowledge I met a true hero and legend in the late, great Davey Boy Smith, a thing no doubt thousands of wrestling fans in the world would love to have done, something I would kill to do now, but obviously can't. I don't know. Somebody doesn't believe in Constantine, apparently. Can't you do that in Constantine, in this world?
The Keanu Reeves movie?
Yeah.
You said it like it was a video game everybody could play.
It's also a comic book series.
Now available on PC computer.
I just figure if you believe in any sort of alternate reality, it just exists, right?
Well,
I believe in wrestling.
Yeah, I believe that's the t-shirt you need to make.
I have to live with the knowledge that I simply said, where's your dog?
That's not bad. I wouldn't be ashamed of that.
Jamie, you give yourself too much shit for being a 5-year-old.
Yeah, no shit, man.
And
for
wondering
being a
where the
5-year-old,
dog
I'm
is.
surprised. Yeah, that shows an incredible amount of critical thinking to ask the British Bulldog where his dog is.
Especially if you're kicking yourself after 5, like, go blow me. What was I thinking? Where's your dog, you stupid kid? Come on. Why don't you ask about
the Intercontinental?
how big your shoes? How big's your flat?
Exactly.
You know, where's your dog? It's Matilda. Everybody wanted to know where Matilda was. It's a British Bulldog. The British Bulldog had a British Bulldog. It makes sense to me. But it's funny, though, and it's a shame that your parents just ridicule you forever for that. So he says, I hope that gives you a chuckle, lads. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, man. That was fantastic.
Hey, anybody that remembers when WrestleMania 7 was coming out on VHS is an achievement in and of itself.
I'll say shit.
So yes, please keep sending us these stories. We'd love to hear them. They're so much fun, and I will share another one of mine soon because sadly I have far too many.
You know what? I think we're gonna go to SummerSlam. Scott just last night texted me about tickets.
Yes.
And I didn't respond.
Yes.
That's how usually these conversations go.
Yes.
But we're gonna go to SummerSlam, and I think I guarantee we're going to have an awkward wrestling run-in.
We always do.
And I'm really gonna push this one, and I'm saying it right now on the podcast. I will go up and talk to someone and do my best
to create a story.
No, but for me doing my best, I think just automatically like trying to be like the coolest guy I can be, I think will make just for way too much of an awkward situation.
So you're gonna go up to Josh Matthews and go, "Hey man, what happened to Matt Stryker, huh?"
God, everybody's on their way to ESPN, huh? Open mouth kiss, no homo. I'm not even gonna do it. I'm just gonna say that.
Open mouth kiss, no homo. Careful, this guy does commentary. Ah, Jesus! Chair shot. Cops come.
Oh, yeah, these are all things I'm just gonna say to him.
Cops are here! Jesus Christ! Guys, hit the lights. Guys, hit the lights. Turn off the lights.
Jack, I can't see anything.
Edge, kill the equipment. Edge. Cut this episode short.
I'm going to just pull down all these lights if no one's going to be using them, but I understand you guys are still recording?
No. Edge, we're calling this episode. You and me are doing the outro for this one. The cops are coming, okay?
Oh, all right.
So for Curtis, Scott Narver, Nutsack.
Yes, and for Steve Sears, not going to ever be a wrestler like CM Punk.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
Yeah. So, those of you who aren't wrestlers, fuck you for giving us so much shit. Guys, that's not the outro.
Yeah, and especially if we even have wrestlers that listen, hopefully they're enjoying it and not adding to the list of things they want to fuck us over with.
Yeah. So, for Curtain Jerks, I'm Scott Narver.
And I am Steve Sears.
Enjoy your wrestling, kids.
Scott, what a great show today.
One of the best. Always the best.
Great bests.
If you want to get interactive with Curtain Jerks, which I know you do, Steve.
Absolutely. That would be another great best thing to do.
Go to facebook.com/Curtain Jerks.
Hey, that's a great place to see photos of you with wrestlers and interact with
stupid.
us. The
I look
hosts.
stupid.
Hey, you look pretty classy.
But yeah, get interactive with us. You can talk with us on there. We post matches, photos, videos, all kinds of stuff.
Is there another way we can interact with our fans?
We can interact with all these jerks at Twitter. Twitter.com/Curtain Jerks.
What a great Twitter handle.
We tweet all the time.
We tweet at breakfast. We do live tweets of shows, live tweets of live events.
I should wake up for breakfast.
Yeah, you should. You could tweet it.
And of course, listening to Curtain Jerks is massively important. Listen to Curtain Jerks on comedypodcastnetwork.com, Stitcher Radio, and iTunes. All free.
Rate and review us on iTunes. Makes a big difference to
That's
it.
huge.
Yeah,
That's
it's
huge.
fantastic.
It makes us a global phenomenon.
You have received this transmission from the Comedy Podcast Network. For more shows, visit comedypodcastnetwork.com.